I move the amendment circulated in my name. Speaker, all the indicators are flashing red when it comes to the climate crisis. 2023 was the hottest year on record, and these records are already being broken in 2024. Climate scientists are telling us we're going to blast past 2.5 degrees, and the Great Barrier Reef is experiencing yet another mass bleaching event. To avert the worst impacts of global heating, we need to rapidly accelerate the transition. We need to get off fossil fuels, build the green industries of the future, and help workers and communities through the process. The clean energy transition will be a big challenge for the Australian economy. We'll need to shift people and resources out of coal and gas, massively ramp up renewable energy, and develop the workforce to power the industries of the future. And it's a transition that won't happen overnight. It won't always be easy to manage, and it won't succeed without proper coordination. And that's what this bill is all about. The aim of the Net Zero Economy Authority is to help facilitate investment, coordinate policy and help workers and communities through the transition from fossil fuels to the industries of the future. It's vital we get this right. If we don't, regional communities will be left behind, support for the transition will be fatally undermined, and we'll miss out on a huge economic opportunity. The new authority has big responsibilities, keeping communities together, ensuring the benefits of the transition are shared, listening and learning to communities when we don't get things right. And this is what the authority and this legislation must deliver. This is a good bill, and it has broad support from the climate movement, from business groups and from unions. That's a great place to start. But there is no doubt this bill could be improved, and my amendments seek to do this. In particular, I'm concerned the authority's scope is too narrow, focusing exclusively on coal-fired power station workers and the mines that supply them. With 90% of coal going offline in the next decade, it's right that these workers are the first priority for support. But for the authority to have enduring impact, it will need to work across a broader range of industries over time and adapt its activities as our economy transitions. For example, we know that as the world economy decarbonises, demand for our fossil fuels exports will reduce. Yet, as currently drafted, this legislation precludes the authority from supporting people working in coal and gas mining for export. A worker in the Hunter Valley at a coal mine associated with a power station would be eligible for support, but a worker in the same region at an exporting coal mine would not. That's despite these two people doing the same job, facing the same challenges if their mines close, and perhaps even living next door to each other. The government should have drafted legislation that was broader in the scope of the industries the authority could support, and mandated an annual plan to ensure focus of its activities from year to year. But if it can't be done right now, the government should at least be open to revisiting the scope of the authority's activities in future. My amendment helps to achieve this by inserting a review clause into the legislation. The review would require periodic assessments about whether the scope of industry supported is appropriate, as well as whether the broader objectives set out in the legislation are being achieved. The first review would take place after 4 years, enabling the authority to support several coal closures before looking at how things could be done better. I understand the government won't be supporting this amendment, but the reasons for this are unclear. I note the bill requires the CEO to conduct a narrowly focused internal review of the energy industry jobs plan within 12 months. But this is not the kind of substantive independent review that also looks at the scope of activities and whether the authority is delivering results. And so I encourage the government to think again and to support this common sense amendment. Thank you.